If you are using Visual Studio Code and suddenly the tooltips with suggestions, the warning about the errors on the code, and the tooltips, for example, you write a variable and a dot, and in the dot appears a toolbox with suggestion. That doesn't appear anymore, especially if you are using a Linux distribution, but it happens too on Windows. The problem is very easy to solve. It's probably because the OmniSharp. The OmniSharp is a part of the .NET library that it be used to manage the IntelliSense that complete the code or warns you or help you with tips where for example, what are the functions that can be called from an instance of an object. Then that OmniSharp probably is a version that is no longer supported by the new version of the Visual Studio Code. Sometimes Visual Studio Code update by itself, and then the OmniSharp doesn't work with that version anymore, or you update, for example, the operative system, and with that update what happens is that it's no longer supported OmniSharp, and then you have to update it. How to do that? There is an instruction on a page. I'm using Linux, and the instruction you can see them on the screen, but you can find, if you want for Windows, you can find the same instruction but for Windows, how to delete the version of .NET that you have and install a new version of .NET, and it should work fine. For example, I program with Unity code. I program with Unity on Visual Studio Code. For Unity, with Visual Studio Code. And it's supposed that mono behavior that was the main I don't know how to say that, but it's the thing where the Unity code work is not longer supported on the new version of .NET 6.0. It's no longer supported. Way back before 6.0 version, I think it was 4.0. It was no longer supported. Then, because of that, you could think that it doesn't going to work anymore if you install the new version. But it does. It really does it. I can show you on the screen. As you can see, the functions work very well. The suggestions for the parameters that a functions need to fill in order to use it. It appears in the tooltip. Sorry for that. As well as the errors are being the warning about the errors on your code. It shows, as well as other functions that when you install a plugin, Visual Studio Code, for example, rename a reference, find a reference, rename the code, the name of the variables, rename symbols, change occurrence. All of that, it only appears with OmniSharp enabled. If it is not enabled, then there is a problem. It doesn't gonna work the IntelliSense. There is a lot of tutorials and people across the internet that tell you that you have to use the settings JSON file and add some configuration here to use an older version of OmniSharp, but that doesn't work. It could work, maybe it worked back on .NET 4.0 in that time to revert back to an older version, but it doesn't work as a solution anymore. So you have to install the new version, and even if it's not compatible with development environment that you are using, for example, I use Unity as I told you before, then you have to it's gonna work anyway in that environment. It doesn't matter. The Visual Studio Code is gonna work as it has to do it, just by installing new version. So you do that. Don't forget to delete the previous version, and it should work. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you have any